Have you ever felt like the weight of the world is on your shoulders, with no clear way forward? Maybe you're facing challenges that seem insurmountable, and the answers you've been praying for feel far out of reach. But what if I told you that the victory you've been waiting for is already prepared for you? Psalm 125 assures us that God has already set the stage for your breakthrough, and it's just a matter of trusting in Him. So, if you're ready to stop struggling and start receiving your divine answers, keep watching. God's promises are waiting for you, and today might just be the day your victory unfolds. We all face challenges, and life isn't always as smooth as we hope. Yet, there's something powerful about trusting in God during these times. Imagine standing firm like Mount Zion, unwavering against the winds of doubt and fear. Those who trust God aren't moved by life's tempests. They remain rooted, knowing that even when it seems like the world is shaking, their faith in God's protection remains unshaken. Sometimes, the hardest part is believing that God has our backs when things feel chaotic. But think about it. When we trust, it's like planting our feet in solid ground. Trusting in God is not just a spiritual choice, it's a practical one. It means believing that no matter what, His strength will support us. When you face a storm, it's that trust that will help you stand tall, just like Mount Zion. The Bible is full of stories of individuals who faced overwhelming odds, but chose trust over fear. Think about Job. His story isn't just about suffering, but about trusting in God's ultimate plan. Even when everything was lost, Job knew that his trust in God's protection would see him through. And like Job, we can find our way through the toughest moments when we trust in the strength that comes from above. That trust, it's not just about feeling good. It's about knowing you're never alone, even when it feels like it. Psalm 125 paints a vivid picture of God's protection, saying that those who trust in Him are like Mount Zion, immovable, steadfast. This psalm speaks to a deep, spiritual truth. God's protection is a shield that surrounds us. No matter what comes our way, we can stand firm because He is our protector. When life feels overwhelming, it's like having an invisible force field, an assurance that no harm can truly touch us unless He allows it. Imagine yourself in the middle of a battle. The world around you might be loud, chaotic, and hostile. Yet, God's presence is like a mountain surrounding you, making sure nothing can get to you without His permission. Whether it's a challenge at work, a health crisis, or a family struggle, God's protection is there. When we trust Him, we align ourselves with His divine will, and He makes sure that we are guarded. Just like Jerusalem is surrounded by mountains. We might not always see it, but God's protection is always at work, even in the hardest of times. Take a moment to reflect. When was the last time you felt safe, despite the storms of life? That's God's protection in action. It's easy to overlook the subtle ways God shields us, but His work is constant. This idea of being surrounded by God's power is not just a comforting thought. It's a tangible reality for those who trust Him. As we face life's battles, His protection remains steady, a rock we can lean on. In the hustle and bustle of everyday life, it's easy to forget to pause and reflect on God's faithfulness. Yet, this moment of reflection is a powerful tool for strengthening our trust in Him. When life gets tough, stepping back and remembering how God has been faithful in the past helps us realize He's never left our side. Just think, every answered prayer, every time you felt protected, that's God's faithfulness on display. It's like taking a breath of fresh air, reminding yourself that He's always been with you. Taking a moment to reflect isn't about dwelling on the problems, but acknowledging how far you've come. It's about remembering how God has been a constant in your life. Think back to a time when you prayed for strength, and somehow, you made it through. That was God's hand guiding you. Reflecting on these moments isn't just an exercise in nostalgia. It's a reminder that God has been there for you before, and He'll continue to be there, no matter what challenges arise. When you reflect on God's faithfulness, it helps you realize that you're not alone in your struggles. The enemy may try to tell you that you're fighting this battle on your own, but that's far from the truth. God is already working behind the scenes. He's orchestrating solutions, even when you can't see them yet. So, next time you're feeling uncertain, take a pause. Look back, remember His faithfulness, and take heart. He's already prepared the way ahead, and His promises never fail. Sometimes, we can't see the solution to our problems right away. It's easy to get discouraged when we're facing battles and don't know the way out. But here's the thing. God is already preparing the answers and solutions you need, even when you can't see them. It's like a puzzle that's being put together behind the scenes. Each piece falls into place when the time is right. Even when we're in the midst of a storm, God is working, creating a path toward our victory. Think about the times when you faced seemingly impossible situations. At the time, it might have felt like there was no way forward, no answer in sight. But then, out of nowhere, a solution appeared. That wasn't coincidence. That was God preparing the answer long before you even knew you needed it. His timing is always perfect. What you may be waiting for today could be right around the corner, carefully arranged by a God who knows exactly what you need. And here's something important to remember. Just because you can't see the solution doesn't mean it's not there. God works in ways that often aren't visible to us right away. Trust that He's already set things into motion. It's a reminder that our prayers don't fall on deaf ears. God is listening and working, even in the quiet, even when we feel like nothing is happening. So, next time you find yourself in a tough spot, take a deep breath and trust that He's already at work, even if you can't see it yet. We live in a world where injustice seems to be everywhere. Sometimes, it feels like the wicked are winning and the good are suffering. But the Bible reassures us that God's justice will ultimately prevail. No evil, no matter how powerful it seems, will have the last word. Just as Psalm 125 declares that those who trust in the Lord will not be moved, God's justice ensures that the wicked will not have permanent power over those who remain faithful. It's a divine promise that can give us peace in the midst of trials. Imagine you're in the middle of a courtroom, with the judge about to pass down a verdict. You might feel uncertain, worried about the outcome. But when you trust in God's justice, you know that He sees everything, and His judgment is perfect. It's like waiting for the final whistle at the end of a game, knowing that the victory is already yours. The forces of evil may seem strong in the moment, but they will never have the final say. God's justice is a constant force that will always prevail. It's easy to get frustrated when we see the injustices around us. But remember, every wrong will be made right in God's time. And for those who trust Him, we don't need to fight the battles alone. God's justice will take care of it. So, instead of growing weary and doing good, trust that God's hand will move in your favor. When you feel overwhelmed by the weight of injustice, remember that you have a divine advocate, and His justice is sure to win. Imagine standing on a mountain, surrounded by an unbreakable wall of protection. This is what it feels like when we trust in God. Just like the mountains surrounding Jerusalem, God's protection envelopes those who trust Him. No harm can break through that wall because it's fortified by His divine presence. When life feels chaotic and threatening, remember that you are surrounded by God's powerful protection. His angels stand guard over you, ensuring that you are never truly vulnerable. This protection isn't just a physical shield, it's spiritual and emotional as well. The Bible reminds us that those who trust in the Lord are like Mount Zion, unshakable. Think of the mountains around Jerusalem, standing firm against any threat. That's how God's protection works in your life. It surrounds you from every angle, making it impossible for anything to harm you permanently. When you feel weak or fearful, remind yourself that you are standing within the safe embrace of God's divine protection. Sometimes, we don't always recognize how much God protects us. We go about our days, unaware of the dangers that He's kept at bay, from accidents narrowly avoided to opportunities presented at just the right time. His protection is always at work. Trust that, no matter what you're facing, God is surrounding you like a mountain. His protection is unwavering, and nothing can penetrate it unless He allows it. So, whenever you feel threatened or uncertain, remember, you are shielded by God's love, and His protection surrounds you completely. It's one thing to feel trust in your heart, but it's a whole new level when you declare that trust out loud. There's power in speaking your faith and declaring your trust in God, especially when life feels uncertain. In times of difficulty, don't hesitate to proclaim that you believe God will come through for you. When you declare your faith, you not only affirm your trust, but invite God's power into your situation. It's like opening the door to let Him work in your life. You can declare your faith in simple ways, such as through prayer or by writing down your thoughts in the comments. Take a moment to declare that you trust God and that you believe He's working for your good. When you speak these words, you align yourself with God's promises, and that declaration strengthens your resolve. It's not about pretending everything is perfect. It's about acknowledging that even in imperfection, you trust God to make a way. So what do you believe today? Do you trust that God is already preparing the victory you've been waiting for? Declaring your faith doesn't just change your circumstances. It changes you. It gives you the strength to keep moving forward, knowing that your trust in God makes you unshakable. So, go ahead, speak your faith out loud, and invite God's power into your life. He is always ready to move in your favor. So what are you waiting for? The victory you've been praying for is already prepared, and God's protection is surrounding you like the mountains around Jerusalem. Trust that He is at work, even when you can't see the answers yet. Take a moment today to declare your faith, to speak those words of trust, and watch as God moves in your life. Now, ask yourself, what battles are you ready to hand over to God today? How can you declare your trust and let His justice and protection guide you forward? If this message has touched your heart, make sure to subscribe to the channel and activate notifications so you can continue to receive these life-changing truths. You don't want to miss what's coming next. Keep the faith. Your victory is already on the way.